What if I told you the biggest fight in the history of the UFC isn't booked yet, but it might already be inevitable?
Fights, you're witnessing something that comes along once in a lifetime.
I heard a quote one time from Vincent van Gogh that said, he has dedicated his life to his art, and he has lost his mind in the process.
The buildings are always so full. They want to see this man perform. They know that they're doing something special.
They see me conquering, dominating, being triumphant.
Oh! He slapped him! No mistake about it. Conor McGregor is for real.
If one of us goes to war, they all go to war.
On one side, you have Conor McGregor, the most famous fighter the sport has ever produced, the man who built modern Ma's pay-per-view model. With his fight, you have Islam Makhachev, the reigning UFC welterweight champion, the most dominant grappler of his generation, and the proc of the man who beat McGregor and broke his heart in front of the entire world, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
I saw you post on Instagram on a page that Islam Makhachev is fighting in August. Is that true? And do you have an opponent for Islam yet?
Well, Ali was out there saying July, and yeah, it's August that we're looking at.
Is Conor McGregor fighting in July?
Possibly.
And Islam, there's history there. It's at 170. I know he's fighting an Irishman, my fellow Irishman, who I've also trained with, who I also know. I'm open for it, for sure. I am open for either.
Now both men are on a collision course. McGregor returns from a 5-year layoff to fight Max Holloway at UFC 329. Makhachev defends his welterweight title against Ian Machado Gary at UFC 330. And if both men win, Islam's own coach, Javier Mendez, says it himself, this could be bigger than anything the UFC has ever produced.
He's sort of mimicked the people that came before him, like the Chael Sonnens, the Muhammad Alis. The difference is you're never going to see another one like him.
Is there something about the phenomena of Conor McGregor? Is he an entertainment product, great athlete? Is he a combination of all those things?
There's not a man alive that can come on this soil and be me.
I can go through all styles. I can paint many pictures inside that octagon.
There's an Irish flag on that UFC belt, and I'm the reason it's there.
This is my game. This is my game forever.
Yo, we're breaking down everything. The history behind this rivalry, the styles, the stakes, and why, if it happens, this could be the richest, most controversial, most must-see fight in combat sports history. Let's get into it. This fight didn't come out of nowhere. It's been brewing since 2018.
Brother, right now, of course we cannot fight.
Ты 40 человек здесь собрал, меня напугать решил, что ли? Козел, если ты был бы мужчиной, ты мне отправил бы смс-ку. Клянусь Аллахом, бой, не бой, я пришел бы туда, там, где ты сказал бы. В любое место. Что, Бруклине мало места, где мы могли бы встретиться?
Conor, why'd you do it? Conor, you have an anger problem. Conor, you're letting down your fans.
That year, Conor McGregor attacked a bus full of fighters in Brooklyn, targeting Khabib Nurmagomedov after a teammate of Khabib's was involved in an incident with McGregor's training partner. A few months later, the two men settled it in the octagon at UFC 229. Khabib submitted McGregor, then jumped the cage and started a brawl that spilled into the crowd. It remains one of the most chaotic nights in UFC history. Islam Makhachev was right there in Khabib's corner that night. He went on to become Khabib's training partner, his prot, and eventually his successor, first as lightweight champion, then as the new UFC welterweight king. Makhachev has never hidden where his loyalties lie. He's been clear that he believes Khabib got the better of McGregor, not just physically, but mentally.
That's all these men are known for. They were chased from their land. They were chased from their land to the edge of cliffs.
hardships. My family, my bloodline, the McGregor clan, we stood and we fought. We fought the English Empire. So much so that our name was banished for 100 years by King James at the time.
Okay, why you guys change your language?
Shut your mouth.
You guys have your own language. What's wrong with you? Now you talk about you guys fight English Empire. Hey, talk English.
I can speak Irish, mate. I can speak my native tongue.
I can talk with you.
I can talk with you. Oh, you know what that means? Can I have a shot on the bus?
But Ireland have their own language. What's wrong?
McGregor, for his part, has never let it go either. He spent years taking shots at both Khabib and the Dagestani camp. So when McGregor recently went on the Ariel Helwani show and said he's open to fighting Makhachev at 170 pounds, that wasn't some random call-out. That's nearly a decade of unfinished business talking. And then there's the fight that almost happened instead.
Does Islam motivate you a bit more than most, like any other champ?
I'm motivated, I'm self-motivated, and I for sure want to crack at that belt. I for sure want to crack at that 70-pound belt.
For months, the dream matchup wasn't McGregor versus Makhachev, it was Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria, two of the sport's biggest pound-for-pound stars. But contract negotiations fell apart, with Makhachev claiming Topuria priced himself out of the fight. Instead, Topuria moved forward to unify the lightweight title against interim champion Justin Gaethje. Nobody expected what happened next. Gaethje battered Topuria so badly that the fight was stopped on a doctor's call. The presumed super fight with Makhachev was suddenly off the table.
That Irish guy may decide if he's victorious July 11th, maybe he decides that he wants to go up. Why not? I mean, he's up for the challenge, so we'd be up for the challenge. So you don't know. And if he becomes victorious, which, you know, for me, maybe I don't want him to be victorious, but if he is victorious, then you know what? Maybe if he wants, that's something we can talk about. There's definitely a bad blood situation still. And I don't see this going to be put a feather in the cap and it's done. No, I think even after, if that does happen, even after, I think there's still going to be some, you know, hey, you got what you deserve, you know, because, you know, listen, man, stay away from religion, stay away from families, you know, be a real man and talk about the fighter, you know, even talk about me. It's great. I'm open game, you know, fighters are open game. But leave the other people that have no business to do with what your profession is. I totally despise that.
That's when Makhachev's coach, Javier Mendez, said something that changed the entire conversation. He made it clear he wasn't disappointed Topuria was out of the picture because there's a fight out there he wants even more. Before any of this happens, both men have to take care of business first.
You know, we're coming to Philly. We got Islam Makhachev and Ian Gary, and you know, we got a great summer slated, so I'm looking forward to it.
Islam Makhachev defends his welterweight title against Ian Machado Gary at UFC 330 on August 15th in Philadelphia. Gary is undefeated in the UFC, dangerous on the feet, and confident to a fault, but very few people are picking him to be the one who finally hands Makhachev a loss.
The first time they fought, they were kids. Let him and Max Holloway fight. I want to see Conor McGregor and Max Holloway today, opposed to Max Holloway when they were children. I want to see Max Holloway get an opportunity to right that wrong.
Hurt Lion is the most dangerous one. A lot of people are telling me I don't belong here. You're only as good as your last fight. The next man up is me.
Victory is key. Victory is yours.
He's just constantly on you. You're just dealing with him and trying to breathe. You don't get any breath. That guy relishes it. He loves it. There's no laying back. Max Holloway's on you.
I'm a king and I'm bad to the bone.
Conor McGregor returns at UFC 329 on July 11th in Las Vegas, rematching Max Holloway. This is McGregor's first fight in over 5 years, and it's a steep test. Holloway is one of the most durable, highest output strikers the sport has ever seen. McGregor has won exactly one fight in the last 6 years. So this isn't a tune-up, this is a real risk. But here's the thing, McGregor doesn't sound worried. On the Ariel Helwani show, he He made it clear that if he gets through Holloway, he wants to go straight for gold, and he named Makhachev specifically as a fight he's open to. And on the other side, Javier Mendez has openly called this his #1 wish list fight, going as far as to say it could be bigger than anything the promotion has ever put on. Conor McGregor's game is built around precision, timing, and one of the best left hands the sport has ever seen. He's a southpaw, which already creates problems for most opponents, because the angles are unfamiliar. His left straight is a fight-ending weapon, ask Dustin Poirier from their first encounter. Ask Jose Aldo. Ask Eddie Alvarez. No physical advantages in this matchup. Moving up to welterweight, McGregor would likely carry a reach advantage of several inches over Makhachev, which matters enormously against a grappler. Every extra inch is more space McGregor can use to land before Makhachev closes that distance. His footwork and ring generality are elite. He circles off the fence well, he times entries beautifully, and when he's sharp, his counter striking off's a big one. Cardio and rust. McGregor hasn't fought in over 5 years. Even in his prime, his gas tank became a question mark in longer fights. We saw it against Nate Diaz in their first meeting. We saw it in later rounds against Khabib. Against a 5-round championship-level grappler like Makhachev, fading in the 3rd or 4th round isn't just risky, it could be fatal to his chances. Nowhere! Islam Makhachev's career had one loss. That night, his career almost ended with just one punch. That night, Islam Makhachev faced real knockout power, but
the winner by unanimous decision and new undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Islam Makhachev.
But after that one loss, he never lost a fight again. And now he is the 2-division champion of the world. Welcome back to Hardchin Media. What you just heard is the entire story of Islam Makhachev's career in one sentence. One loss, one punch, and then 16 victories in a row, straight to the top of the world. But there is so much more to the story than a single number, and today we are going to break it all down.
I'd say Islam. Islam's so scary. I had a nightmare that I had to fight him. I woke up and I was like, oh God, thank God that was real, because I would knock that out.
Oh shit!
No,
you said it here first.
No, I actually woke up and I was like, oh, I thought I was gonna walk out and fight Islam.
You mean just because the way he can just grab onto you and just
he's so well-rounded, just skilled. But I'd say Islam's probably like that next.
This is the story of that night. This is the story of what came after. And this is the story of how one of the most feared fighters on planet Earth was forged by the one moment he would rather forget. Stay with us.
He can do everything. He's as good as it gets. He's as good as it gets. He's the most complete fighter on the roster because he submits people. Like he submitted Poirier in the final round.
Yeah.
Incredible submission. But he was winning that fight already.
Yeah.
But then, you know, he can also knock you out. He literally does everything. He's one of the best wrestlers in the sport. His top control and his squeeze is insane.
Yeah.
Like, remember when he tapped out Drew Dober? He got a hold of Drew Dober. It's like Drew Dober had zero chance of moving. He wasn't going anywhere. He was just crushed. It was
to understand what that loss meant. You first have to understand who Islam Makhachev is and where he comes from, because this is not a normal story, and this is not a normal fighter.
I'm born in Dagestan, Makhachkala, but all my life I live here in this village. Салам алейкум, Салам алейкум.
Шел к Абдулманапу именно. Было где-то 16, наверное. Тренировался, проходил, боролся. Ну, много таких ребят было, и все такие были уже бойцы, у которых уже есть профессиональные поединки, а я просто молодой пацан. Я был одним из самых маленьких. Тренер во мне что-то видел, понимал, что что-то смогу добиться.
Islam Makhachev was born on the 27th of October 1991 in Makhachkala, the capital of Dagestan, Russia. He grew up in a remote mountain village called Burshi, a place so tough that children fight in the streets before they ever set foot inside a gym. From the age of 7, he was already training Taekwondo first, then Sanda, then wrestling. Combat was not something Islam Makhachev chose. It was simply the life around him.
Now you know, Dana, now you know. Honestly, I'm very happy because now nobody can say something. I feel like #1 best fighter in the world right now.
Islam and Khabib trained together, competed together, traveled together. They were not just teammates, they were brothers in every sense that mattered. By the time Islam signed a 4-fight contract with the UFC in October 2014, the expectations placed on his shoulders were enormous. Not because of what he had already achieved, but because of who had built him. He carried the weight of an entire system, an entire region, and an entire legacy before he had even thrown a punch inside the octagon. And if you watch Islam Makhachev fights, you understand very quickly why those expectations existed. His style is unlike almost anything else in mixed martial arts. Built on a foundation of combat sambo, the Russian grappling system he trained in since childhood, Makhachev is a positional nightmare. He uses body locks from the clinch, trips, and constant pressure to drag opponents to the ground. He does not panic. He does not scramble. He moves through a fight the way water moves downhill, slow, patient, and completely unstoppable once it finds its path. On the ground, he does not rush to finish. He pins you, exhausts you, advances his position step by step, and then, when you have nothing left, the arm triangle closes, the Bravo choke tightens, and the fight is over. He has finished fights with that arm triangle multiple times at the highest level of the sport. Charles Oliveira felt it. Dustin Poirier felt it. Renato Moicano felt it in the first round and had nowhere to go.
He can, with boxer, he can box. With striker, like kicker, he can kick. Like wrestler, he can wrestle. Like he good everywhere.
What makes that takedown so dominant and then able to hold someone down on the canvas?
He's so patient. He's so strong. And he just goes little until he gets right where he wants to be.
He said straight to bounce. That is exemplary.
Islam, he's for real. That grappling's serious.
What a beautiful sequence.
There is fighters, there is champion, there is elite. Islam is elite.
Oh, big punches.
Another big finish for Islam. Wow. Wow.
Striking, which many people used to underestimate, has grown into a genuine weapon. Southpaw kicks, intelligent feints, and combinations that disguise his real intention, which is always to get the fight to the ground on his terms. His significant strike accuracy sits at nearly 60%. His takedown defense is above 90%. The numbers are not statistics. Two southpaws, feeling each other out, measuring distance. And then Islam Makhachev made a mistake. A single, simple, costly mistake. He stepped forward with his hands too low and his chin completely exposed. An uncharacteristic moment of aggression without the defense to back it up. Adriano Martins read it instantly. He countered with a right hook that landed perfectly on the jaw. Islam hit the canvas. The referee waved it off. 1 minute and 46 seconds into the first round, and the fight was over. The arena barely had time to react. That is how fast it happened. That is how decisive real knockout power is, when it connects cleanly on a jaw that is not protected. Islam Makhachev had faced opponents before. He had been in tough fights before. But he had never felt that. A punch so clean, so perfectly timed, that there is simply no response. Just darkness and the floor coming up to meet you. It was a big mistake. I charged forward, hands down. I could not react. Maybe if I did not lose, I would not have become a champion. Islam Makhachev, that is the quote that tells you everything you need to know about this man. No excuses, no blame. Just a fighter looking at himself honestly and deciding that the only acceptable response to failure is to be better. By the time Khabib Nurmagomedov retired in October 2020, undefeated at 29-0 and still the undisputed lightweight champion